Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger, and just a bit of a heads up. With the enforcement of DeviantArt clips, I've decided to ease down on doing images. I'll still be submitting pictures while there, but it's just that I won't be as frequent while there. When it comes to requests, I'll try to get to them as much as I can, or if you can donate to me $2 on my Patreon, I'll do your request immediately. Link is in the description. Also, if you like, you can join my Discord server where we can discuss about my animations or if I have any scripts for people to read and audition. You may also audition to be an animator or background designer for my works. Anyways, let's get to our topic. Currently, it's been 2 months since we had a big update from Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, and something tells me we won't get another update until the end of June, on the game's first anniversary. As of now, there is a total of 56 characters in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, with Drive-Thru Danger being the last track to be added into the game. While we are not going to have any more tracks or Grand Prix, we are still getting more content via updates. They're still going to add in new characters, new carts, new legendary skins, legendary skin recolors, new cart decals, and new paint jobs. So far, the first few characters to appear after the Grand Prix are Baby Cortex, Baby Entropy, the Lab Assistant, the fixed version of Rillaroo, and the Iron Checkpoint Crate. For those who don't know, Baby Cortex and Baby Entropy have been leaked in July along with over 50 other characters. From what we got from that leak, none of them were fake, including King Chicken, who didn't come until November. The only surprise we got not from that leak were Yaya Panda, Hasty, Megamix, the Lab Assistant, the Fixed Rillaroo, and the Iron Checkpoint Crate. The remaining characters from that big leak yet to be shown are Ripto, the Sorceress, and Willie Wumpa Cheeks. I am certain that they will come. For one, Ripto and the Sorceress's voice actors from the Reunited Trilogy, Greg Berger and Misty Lee, are in the game. And like I said before, almost every character from that big leak was true, even if it took so long for them to come. For this video, I'm going to make a few guesses for who is going to appear in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled during updates. Now of course, I could be wrong in some cases, but like I said, they are just guesses. Not what I know is definitely going to appear in the game, except for a few characters, and you don't have to agree with all of my choices. So, let's begin. The Tribesman. Keep in mind, not all minion characters are going to be on the list. This is only going to show the more noteworthy ones, like the Tribesman. I feel like they should be involved in race. Some of them cannot be defeated by Crash, and some even had somewhat of a character, especially in Skylanders Imaginators. If the Lab Assistant can be playable, surely a Tribesman can. After all, they're Chiefs playable. The Warthog. Let's see, we got Crash riding a baby polar bear who ended up becoming a racer in Crash Team Racing. We got Coco riding a baby tiger who ended up becoming a racer in Crash Team Racing. And most recently, we got Crash riding a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex who ended up becoming a racer in Crash Team Racing. The Nitro-Fueled version, that is. As for the Warthog, he was ridden by Crash in the first game, but he didn't become a racer. Why not? I know what you're thinking, he's not much of a character compared to Polar or Purah, right? Yeah, but to be fair, Polar and Purah didn't have a lot of personality in their debuts. They often behaved like a regular house dog and cat. Neither was Zem, and he got to be a racer in his debut. So I don't see why the Warthog wouldn't appear as a racer in Nitro-Fueled. Hulk or Monster Brio. If you remember the boss battles from Dr. Nitrous Brio, at least the ones from Crash Bandicoot 1 and Crash Infinity, when Brio drinks the potion, he becomes a monster. Think Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in a sense. I wonder if Brio was the inspiration for Opviz. In the first game, he becomes a Hulk-like monster. In Twinsanity, he becomes a giant frog-like monster. since we get to play as Baby Crash, Baby Coco, Mega Mix, the Robot Velo, Baby Cortex, Baby El Trophy, and the fixed Rillaroo, I can see either of these versions of Brio appearing as separate racers. Maybe the Frog Monster can be a completely different character from Embryo. The Bear Manator. Before Nitro-Fueled, Rillaroo was the only Crash Bash character who didn't return after his debut. However, if we're counting the NPC bosses, he's not the only one. There's another character called the Bear Manator, who looks like those giant polar bears from the Crash 2 level Unbearable, except wearing a sailor hat. If Nitro-Fueled can bring back Rillaroo, Bear Manator can surely join in and be playable for the first time and have a chance to see how it feels to be a giant polar bear. Isn't that what you wanted to do since Crash 2? The Cleaning Box. Okay, pretty insignificant, but I'm just wondering if Geary's Cleaning Box should become playable in Nitro-Fueled. I mean, they do assist Geary's in this boss race, and in Nitro-Fueled, their role as a hazard is replaced with Scrubbers, originally from Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. I mean, the Big Norm assisted Small Norm, and he's playable in the Game Boy Advance version of Crash Nitro Kart, as well as Nitro-Fueled. Then again, how do they fit into the carts? Velo Subject. Like Geary's Cleaning Box, they do assist Emperor Velo the 27 in his boss race, although they might be kind of pointless because a lot of people tend to pretend the robot version of Velo is the real Velo, and a small Velo is one of his subjects, and they figure that's all we need for this. Madame Amberly. She is one of the most requested characters to appear in the game during updates. So far in the series, she does make an appearance in the paintings, in the Nina's Nightmare level. The only issue is that she's too big, more so than Papu Papu and debatably Mega Mix. How on earth does she fit into that puny cart with her enormous... Okay, moving on. But in all fairness, if they can squeeze Mega Mix into a cart, maybe they can squeeze Amberly into a cart too. Evil Crash. Like Madame Amberly, he is one of the most requested characters to return. Also, like Amberly, he does make a cameo in Nina's Nightmare, but as a silhouette, which would also be used as a sticker for your cart. Fun fact, Evil Crash was supposed to be one of the racers in Crash Tag Team Racing, but was scrapped and became a costume for Crash instead. But the big question remains, should he be a brand new character for the game, or be a legendary skin for either Crash or Fake Crash? Victor and Moritz. Remember those birds? Remember the main antagonists of Crash to Insanity? The reason Cortex decided to team up with Crash? Well, Nitro-Fueled does remember them the same way it remembers Madame Amberly. They appear in a painting in Nina's Nightmare. Now, it is debatable if they should both appear driving the same cart or be separate. I mean, that's what Naughty Dog originally wanted to do with the Komodo brothers and Polar Emperor in the original Crash Team Racing. But due to limitations, Polar Emperor got separate and only Komodo Joe made it, and even in Nitro-Fueled, Mo and Joe are still separate. Also, I'm not sure if they can be in the game because, spoilers if you haven't played the game, but then again, the racing games are not really canon to the main Crash universe, so why not include them anyway? Also, should their mech be a character too, or be transformed into a cart for the twins? Farmer Ernest. I think we have way too many evil characters. We should include some more allies for Crash. Enter Farmer Ernest, the goose who wants Crash and Cortex to clear the worms from eating any more Wumpa tree seeds, so he can give them the power crystal. How he got his hands on it, or knows what it is, I'll never understand. Sadly, Cortex doesn't like that and takes the crystal anyway while paralyzing the farmer. He's an evil scientist, what do you expect? Maybe Crash Nitro-Fueled can wake him up. Rusty Wallace. Technically, he does make an appearance in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. A graffiti of him can be seen on a huge boat, and he can also be seen trapped on a wall, similar to Han frozen in carbonite from Star Wars. But even so, he should still appear in the game, raceable. Perhaps looking for yummy, fresh meat for his pop. Maybe he should have gotten his own track and used the Nitro-Fueled version of his Chase theme song from Crash to Infinity. Mecha Bandicoot. I think I'm a bit insane with this one. This mech started off as one of the first bosses in Crash to Insanity, piloted by Engine. In the last level of the game, you get to play as that mech, piloted by Crash. The reason why I included him here is because he was playable, but then again, he's too big. Then again, Mega Mix managed to squeeze in. Tiki Mod. He's the second boss in Crash to Insanity, and he was summoned by the evil twins. But then again, we never see his legs, so how does he fit in that cart, even by size? Evil Coco. Fun fact, she was originally one of the characters to appear in Crash to Insanity, but she got scrapped for timing reasons. A lot of people wanted her to appear in this game, but I don't know. Doesn't the Dark Coco costume for regular Coco sound fine enough? Barrel throwing Rhino. No reason, I love rhinos, hence my avatar. And I want to see him included in the game. In Crash to Infinity, there was supposed to be more than one rhino enemy, like the one that sword swishes and another who shoots with a cannon. The only ones that made it to the final game are the swinging rhinos and only one barrel throwing rhino. Since he's the only one, I figure maybe Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled should bring him back and treat him better. After all, he and Rusty are part of Engine's crew, and Rusty did cameo in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. So let's bring him back too. Park Drone. Just like the Tribesmen in Skylanders Imaginators, the Park Drones, while numerous, seem to have somewhat of a personality. While they are often the butt monkeys, especially in the gags, they do opt to crash bandicoots in challenges and reward them crystals. Heck, you can even play as one of them in the bowling minigame. Maybe one of them could sneak into the game as a racer. Viscount. I never played the game, but I heard that Crash Boom Bang is said to be one of, if not the worst Crash Bandicoot game of all time. More so than the Titans and the Mutant games. But in spite of all that, Viscount is still highly requested to appear in Nitro-Fueled. Hopefully his appearance here is a lot better than in his debut. That's all I have to say really.